This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us. Our top story, new developments involving a candidate for Florida House seat that covers most of northern Sarasota County.
Now, both the Florida Democratic Party and the Sarasota County Democratic Party are pulling their support of Edward James III, and they're asking him to withdraw from the race. The parties are no longer backing James following a police report that details accusations of sexual battery. The 26-year-old politician has not been arrested or charged with any crime and denies the accusations. A Sarasota police report details the alleged sexual battery of a young woman at the Ritz-Carlton in Sarasota in June. The accuser called 911 to report that Edward James III assaulted her, but James told police the act was consensual. After officers arrived and testimonies were given, the accuser later decided not to pursue the case, and prosecutors concluded there was insufficient evidence to continue with an arrest or charge. Today, we spoke with the chairwoman of the Sarasota County Democratic Party.
We want our Democratic leaders and our candidates to be held to the highest standards. So we have made the decision that the Democratic Party is going to withdraw their support of Ed James and ask him to step down.
Edward James III released a statement which says, in part, "I take these accusations very seriously, and I am shocked and disappointed that there are people who are attempting to defame my name and character. I am and have always been a believer in consent." James also says he plans to continue to run a, quote, clean campaign for District 72 and focus on the issues facing his community.
Until now, Ed James III was considered to be a rising star, not only among Sarasota Democrats, but also statewide. ABC7's Alan Cohn joins us now with more on where his campaign stands. Alan?
Scott and Haley, Ed James is young, charismatic, and most importantly, when it comes to politics, prodigious in terms of his ability to raise money. He has raised more money than just about any other Democrat in the state who is running for a seat in the state legislature, which is why even in the Republican-leaning House district, many Democrats and Republicans believed he had a real shot at winning. Until now, the Democratic Party, both in Sarasota County and Florida Democratic Party, couldn't have pulled the plug any quicker in terms of pulling their support and asking James to drop out of the race. The reason is simple. Although James has not been charged with anything, although he has no history of this kind of behavior anyone is aware of, at a minimum, the incident indicated bad judgment, party officials tell us, and given what is happening in the presidential campaign, Donald Trump's lewd, crude, recorded statements boasting about forcing himself on women, and the growing allegations it wasn't just talk, the last thing party officials want is to be hypocritical in terms of blasting Trump while ignoring allegations involving a Democratic candidate. The contrast here is Democrats have disavowed Ed James, while both local and national Republican chairs are sticking with Donald Trump. We also want to disclose that Ed James III is the son of the host and executive producer of Black Almanac here on ABC7. Haley and Scott.
All right, Alan, thank you. An update now on a story we told you about earlier this month involving a candidate for the Sarasota County Superintendent position. An investigation into candidate Todd Bowden was launched after rumors were spread of harassment of former co-workers. Today, the school district released the report on that investigation, which concluded the allegations were unfounded. According to a school district representative, there is no basis for disciplinary action, and Bowden still is in the running for the superintendent position. Bowden has publicly denied any wrongdoing. The school board is expected to make a decision on the superintendent position on Tuesday.
Some business owners and shoppers in downtown Sarasota are frustrated at the growing number of parking spaces blocked off in the two city parking garages.
In both cases, developments next to the garages are automatically reserved for those coveted spaces. ABC7's Ray Collins joins us live from the Palm Avenue garage with details. Ray?
Scott and Haley, when that hotel is finished next year here on Palm Avenue, it'll get 100 spots in that garage. And for special events like weddings, it'll get 300 spots in that garage. Laura Ryder and her friend are enjoying their vacation here in Sarasota, except for one thing. What do you make about the availability of the parking in Sarasota?
There isn't parking in Sarasota, at least not that we've been able to find.
And starting next year, it's going to be even more difficult. The Palm Avenue garage has about 700 spaces. When the hotel next door is complete, they'll get 100. But wait, there's more.
When they have special events, we would provide up to a total of 305 parking spaces.
That's nearly half. Parking manager Mark Lyon says don't blame him. This was part of the original deal. And it's not much better at the city's other new parking garage on State Street. Nearly 400 spaces here, but once the construction here is complete, about 100 will be off limits.
Check around. I mean, this is the kind of thing that happens in a lot of downtowns. Many of them issue more reserved parking spaces, and we've been very careful not to do that.
Well, I've been complaining about this, and the merchants in our organization have been complaining about it.
Ron Soto is head of the Downtown Merchants Association, and he says all these agreements were done when most merchants couldn't attend.
All the public hearings, you got to remember, are in the daytime. Little ma and pa shops like myself, we're working. We're busy trying to make a living.
So while many merchants and shoppers are frustrated, from Laura Ryder's perspective, the glass is half full.
Well, as a person who would use the hotel, that makes me happy. But I guess if you live here, that would be really kind of annoying.
Yeah, kind of annoying indeed. So when this hotel is complete next year during special events, almost half the public spaces in that garage will then be taken. In downtown Sarasota, I'm Ray Collins. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Ray. That is so hard. How do you determine when you need spaces for certain businesses, but other people want to park just, to come and shop all the other ones?
And don't forget paid parking.
That too.
It's coming too.
It's coming.
Yeah. All right, pretty nice Friday on the
Very
Suncoast. Warm, but we've got a great night ahead of all kinds of events. Here's Bob to let us know what's going to look like out there.
Yeah, a few sprinkles are possible. That's about it. Really no significant heavy rainfall anticipated here this evening, so it looks good for football Friday night or any outdoor events that you may have. And you can see a little trough of low pressure moving toward the southeast. A cold front really behind it, some cooler temperatures. It's not going to move into us, but this little low will spin by us and bring us a little bit better chance for showers and storms beginning tomorrow. And then even on Sunday, better chances for some rainfall. But for the time being, a few isolated showers along the east coast. There hasn't been much here. One lone shower into eastern portions of Hardee County. And currently we have a few clouds. 89 though. It's pretty warm. The dew point temperature starting to come up, and that means the humidity value coming up. The pressure is still pretty high, 30.05 inches, and that has been on the rise. The evening planner looks good. We'll see temperatures into the mid-70s by 11. More in your weekend weather forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. The Florida Supreme Court striking down the state's death penalty today. This comes after the U.S. Supreme Court issued the same opinion in February. Florida's death penalty was then adjusted by state lawmakers to put more power in the hands of the jury and less in the hands of the judge. But Florida Supreme Court finding that balance is still off. The court ruling the updated statute unconstitutional because it does not require a unanimous decision from the jury. Many now saying this has been a long time coming.
Ever since the 70s, we've been arguing that this lack of a unanimous jury is a major problem, and finally our arguments have been vindicated today.
The death penalty is on its way out, and I think this was one more nail in the coffin of that passage of the death penalty. I just don't think Americans want to do this anymore.
The question that still remains, though, is if this decision will be retroactive and affect the 385 people now on death row in the state of Florida.
Northport police officers are working with the state to make sure gas pumps aren't tampered with. They've spent the week checking fuel pumps across the city. Yesterday, they discovered one at the mobile station on Plantation Boulevard. Police say they have found multiple skimmers in the past at that one gas station. The good news is police say criminals were not able to access any customer personal information because they now have the device and it is not Bluetooth enabled. Earlier this month, a new law took effect that requires gas station owners to take steps to protect their customers. It also increases penalties for those who install the skimmers.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, the return of football Friday night after last week's storm cancellations and postponements. The players are back on the field tonight. We'll have a preview from our game of the week.
And ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, getting calcium from your food versus supplements. Which one of those could hurt your heart? That's coming up in Health Smart.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Christmas Tradition by Luxart Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Luxart Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPV.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
The threat of Hurricane Matthew had a big impact on high school football last Friday, with games either being postponed or canceled, and many of those games were made up the next day.
We are now entering week 6, right in the middle of district play. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is live in Venice with our game of the week. Dwayne.
Well, good afternoon, guys. It looks like weather may cooperate with us today. Now, I think it may be a bit of an understatement to call this the big game or the game of the week. I think Clash of the Titans, Ali versus Frazier, may be a little bit more appropriate. Now, this is a game that may decide home field advantage in the district, as well as the district title. Now, Venice High is 5-0, ranked 5th in the state. Now, they're led by the arm of Bryce Carpenter with 7 passing touchdowns and the speed of Matt LaRoche with over 1,000 yards and 15 touchdowns. Not to mention a pretty good defense, giving up only 37 points in those 5 games. The last time the Indians lost a game was to, guess who? Braden River, losing 17-0 in the second round of the playoffs. Now, Braden River, ranked 2nd in the state, are also 5-0, led by quarterback Louis Colosimo, throwing 12 touchdowns and no interceptions. I had a chance to speak with both coaches. They gave us a perspective on what we are going to see in this epic matchup.
Well, I think you're going to see 2 very good football teams, well coached, and we're going to hopefully we have a nice little battle here. And I know that both teams have been looking forward to this game, and it's going to have a lot to say in who wins our district. So this is a big matchup tonight. 2
state-ranked opponents, physical offensive lines, and skill all over the field. Hopefully play a good, clean game as far as turnovers and those things, and may the best team win.
Now, Venice usually gets a big crowd here, and they expect a huge crowd tonight. Now, another pivotal matchup here on the Suncoast, the 4-2 Manatee Hurricanes take on the 4-1 Riverview Rams, Class 8 matchup. So that'll be a big matchup tonight. Also, guys, send in your picks to our Twitter page at MySuncoast. Also, Fan of the Week, hashtag Fan of the Week. Scott, Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Dwayne. That is going to be a big one. It looks like the weather's nice, too. So.
Yeah, what a relief, huh?
Yeah,
it's been
looking
a tough
pretty
year
good
for them.
compared to what happened last week. We are looking at decent weather and beautiful conditions for the most part. A little bit on the warm side, but still the humidity staying fairly nice out there. I got a look at the Lakewood Ranch webcam showing fair skies to start today and really throughout this evening. The wind flow out of the east and northeast is going to change more, though, tomorrow. It'll be more easterly in nature, and that will have a tendency to warm us up. And also, it will bring us a chance for showers. I look to see a little bit more rain around tomorrow afternoon, and that's a direct result of a little upper level low, which is spinning across the southeast, and just the wind shift a little bit, and that will allow us to see higher humidity values. And I think a little more widespread afternoon and evening showers. It's not going to be a total washout, but there'll still be a few around. Better chances on Friday as a little low pressure area develops. Right now, no rain to speak of. If we see any tonight, it will be a sprinkle here and there. It feels like temperatures, well, we still have them in the low 90s. That's what it feels like currently with a little bit of moisture in the atmosphere. 86 in Tallahassee, 79 in Jacksonville. 83 now in Orlando, and a warmer 86 in Miami. Temperatures around the area, upper 80s right near the coast. Into Venice, it's 88, 86 in Arcadia, and 83 now Avon Park. Wauchula, you're at 82, and the Gulf of Mexico at 80. Well, the forecast Saturday looks like this. We'll start off with a mixture of sun and clouds. Partly cloudy to start today. By midday, we'll warm into the upper 80s, and then a chance for showers and a few thunderstorms on Saturday. As I mentioned, better chances move in on Sunday as this area of low pressure moves overhead and starts to develop. 74 in Dallas. That front is just staying right there. 62 in Little Rock, 65 in Tupelo, and Atlanta now is 78 degrees. All this is going to move a little bit further south, but not all the way down here. We will stay in the warmth, and it looks like fall is still going to be holding off for a little while. Well, Nicole is no longer holding off. It is really getting ripped apart. Still an explosion of storms here just over the last couple of hours near the center, but too much shear to allow it to re-strengthen or anything like that. It's going to eventually fade away to a low pressure area. And notice that in the Atlantic, things start to calm down here. Just too much going on in terms of shear. Water temperatures start to cool off a little bit. Well, we look into the Caribbean for development late in the season, and we do see a little bit of an area of disturbed weather down here. And again, the forecast models are suggesting maybe a low pressure area developing by late next week. Well, here's the latest on Nicole. Winds still at hurricane force strength. It's moving to the east-northeast at 20, but notice it gets ripped apart and becomes a tropical low and just a remnant low throughout the weekend with winds winding down. Well, we've had a very active season now, especially a very strong season in terms of intensity of storms just because of these two right here, Matthew and Nicole, which were major storms. We had 3 major hurricanes with Gaston being the 3rd major hurricane of the season thus far. And looks like Otto, there's a possibility. Paula, it's slim. And then looks like that should about do it. We'll see how things play out, though, over the upcoming month and a couple of weeks. The futurecast for us showing decent weather tonight and then showers developing tomorrow afternoon and evening, pushing off to the west. A better chance for some activity on Sunday. You'll start to notice little deeper reds on the radar imagery down to our south, and that will be the case here late Sunday afternoon and Sunday night, too. Now, as far as the forecast is concerned, that dry air is still around here, but that's a little upper level low, which is spinning across parts of the southeast, which will change our winds around a little bit tomorrow. It'll be south and northeast at 15 knots to start the morning off, and then become a little less in the afternoon, 10 knots. Seas running right around 2 feet, and a moderate chop in the bays and inland waters. The forecast for the next 7 days, a chance for showers and storms in it. Best chance Sunday afternoon and evening, and then again on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week.
All right, Bob, thank you. And Suncoast Traffic Watch. No crashes in the area, but traffic is backed up on I-75 northbound lanes. Pretty typical from Bee Ridge to Fruitville Road in Sarasota. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, the American Heart Association reports there's a strong association between high blood pressure and dementia, including Alzheimer's. Many observational studies suggest treating hypertension may reduce the cognitive impact of high blood pressure, especially when it's vascular in nature. That type is caused by impaired blood flow to the brain. Experts say more studies are needed to determine the exact relationship between blood pressure and dementia risk. People who take calcium supplements may be at an increased risk for developing buildups of plaque in their arteries, which is a sign of heart disease. However, the University of North Carolina study showed people who consume a lot of calcium through their food may actually be at a lower risk of heart disease. People in this study who took calcium supplements were overall 22% more likely to develop calcium-containing plaques, while those who ate the highest amount of calcium in their diets were 27% less likely to develop plaques in their coronary arteries. Holy cow. Incredible video of a great white thrashing wildly right above that metal box there. What the diver inside the box did that may have saved his life. Plus, a happy ending for Texas's largest captured gator. A look at the record-breaking reptile's journey back into the wild.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
If you have a suspicion for harboring prostate cancer, we have a way of diagnosing by using an exquisite instrument called three-dimensional color flow power Doppler ultrasound. Using this system, we can identify abnormalities within the prostate that you could otherwise never detect. The Dottoli Cancer Center is the only center in the southeastern United States which has this technology. If you have prostate cancer, we will find it.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Hundreds of homes are being evacuated because of a growing California wildfire. The fire, dubbed the Emerald Fire, started early this morning in the area of Cascade Lake and Emerald Bay. That's near Lake Tahoe. About 500 homes are under a mandatory evacuation order because of this 200-acre wildfire. Authorities are also advising residents in 500 more homes in that area to evacuate voluntarily. The fire is only about 25% contained. Well, if you're a diver, you may want to think twice about going on extreme excursions after seeing this video. It's incredible. A man was diving off Guadalupe Island in Mexico inside a shark cage. That's when a great white shark apparently lunged at some tuna tied to a rope as bait and hit the side of the cage. The shark then thrust forward and broke the metal rail of the cage, got inside, all while the diver was there. Fortunately, the diver's an experienced instructor. He remained calm, and that shark, as you saw, eventually thrashed back out of the top of the cage. A few seconds later, the diver swam up to the surface and climbed out uninjured. The video was posted on Facebook and YouTube, and so far it's gotten more than 425,000 views and growing.
We know everything is bigger in Texas, including gators. Authorities have captured what is believed to be the largest alligator ever trapped in the state. The nearly 14-foot, 900-pound reptile was cornered by trappers after they received reports it had been showing up at a public boat ramp. The gator was later released back into the park, whose owner says that the capture actually saved the animal.
At 13 feet 8 inches long, that's an amazing animal. And now, since we showed up, we didn't kill him. We brought him back live so he can live out the rest of his life here and other folks can come and enjoy him.
We hope they enjoy him and be really safe about that. The park is now asking the public for name suggestions for this big guy. Has to be something to reflect the size, definitely.
Man, big gators and big great white sharks.
Yeah, this has been a scary news block right here. Beware of wildlife. Well, still to come in your Suncoast News, developers say it's time for a change where they want to build a new apartment complex in Venice.
Plus, some strict restrictions lifted for what you can bring home from a trip to Cuba. How much cigars and rum are now allowed? That story next.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.